Meditation, mindfulness is something I feel like everyone should practice for this fall. You can find a fall theme guided meditation, or you can just go on a nice walk and meditate while walking. Please don't walk with your eyes closed, but when I mean like walk and meditate at the same time, you're literally clearing your mind, looking at your surroundings, looking at nature, looking at the birds, hearing the birds chirp. It's literally like a whole nature walk. And I feel like this is so perfect for the fall because things are literally happening, things are literally changing within your eyes, and that can really clear your mind for the better. The next thing for a slower day and how to embrace a slower day this fall is letting go and resetting. Now, this is something I'm really actually doing a lot more. I am trying to journal. I think before I start recording for my video for Sunday, that I'm doing since yesterday, I will actually journal, and journaling takes like 5 minutes. Hi, besties. Welcome to You Against You podcast, and I'm your host, Deja Nicole. So, in today's episode, which is season 3, episode number 25, which is titled Fall Self Care Embracing Slower Days, we're going to talk about how to romanticize and have a nice self care routine this fall season. So, today is Tuesday, October 22nd. And I'm going to explain why I'm doing this podcast episode at 9:40 in the morning on a Tuesday than later in the day. So let's just get into today's episode, besties. And yeah. So first of all, we're going to do weekly updates. So as you know, weekly updates, I tell y'all the quote of the day, affirmation, things that have been happening in my life, my mental health checkup, the journal prompt of today's episode, and my social medias, all of that. You know, the little here and there so you don't like miss it, right? So, in today's weekly update, before I get into the mental health checkup, like I said, it is Tuesday, October 22nd, and I'm recording this at 9:40 a.m. right now. And you might be confused, like, do you not work? Why are you recording an episode at 9:40ish in the morning? Well, I do work, but my schedule has changed. So when I started working at this plasma center, I worked from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And there was days that I didn't feel like recording nothing. That's why I have not been so consistent with my podcast episodes. But I just been so tired to the point that I would go to sleep. I would take out my contacts and just slump. But I like that this schedule that I have going to work at 12. And so 12 p.m. to 9 p.m., yes, is late, but I can get a lot of content in. So, like, I'm also recording on my YouTube channel a what I read in a week realistically, working a 12 to 9 job, and I'm going to actually record some clips for that after I do this podcast episode and once I get back, so later in the day, because I'm actually can stay up a little bit later, even though it's not good, but I can stay up a little bit later to do things like that. I also have to record more guided meditations for this week because I posted one that was supposed to be like posted months ago, but I'm actually planning to be more consistent with my guided meditations. So yeah, and we're almost about to hit 60 subscribers, and I was going to talk about that more, but yeah, so your girl has been working and has a new schedule, so just know I will be recording a lot of episodes. Episodes will be out regularly on Sunday, mostly Sunday mornings. What I'm planning to do, have the audio out first, early Sunday mornings, and then the video late Sunday mornings. So just letting y'all know that. But mentally, I have been up and down, like I said. work is stressful for someone who has a chronic illness. So I take my medications when I was doing the morning shifts from 6 a.m. to 2:30. I would take my medication at work, and sometimes my blood pressure would like go up. And yes, I can normally have high blood pressure if I'm not taking any of my medications. But even when I take some of my medications, I have realized that my blood pressure has been going up, and I don't like that. And I realize I'm also feeling unmotivated to do things. I also feel motivated to read. That's why I'm doing this, what I'm reading in a week realistically, and also doing a reading vlog either on Friday or not Friday, but on Saturday after work, because I get off of work early, because Saturdays we close early, or Sunday. So I just been so unmotivated. Like, work is draining, but I am blessed that I have a job and can make an income to still do this, and soon this can be an income, making content can be an income. So yeah, but also mentally I've been doing good. I've been going on dates, and this has actually been like the fourth date I went with this guy. He's a blue collar man, which I told myself I would never ever date a military guy ever again after an incident. But this blue collar man, that little switch from dating military men to now blue collar men, it is different. And it's also like he's busy, but he knows I'm busy. Even when we have busy schedules, we still find time to text each other, call each other, or even plan a date. So yeah, and there's a plus to that. He's 7 years older than me, so there's a plus on that. But I have just been working. Hopefully, when I get back, I can write some of my book. Because, like I said, I'm going to stay up by reading, writing, making posts for my Instagram, for the podcast Instagram, and just doing all of that. I have been making a lot of reels. I got to edit some of those. And yeah, but that's like really like why. So just to let you know, there will be consistent podcast episodes every Sunday. And yeah, until my schedule switch again. Also, I'm planning an event for this podcast, the first wellness event. Just know it's a Pilates event, and there is limited spots, like very, very limited spots because of the space. So I am planning that for spring of next year. So stay tuned for that. On if you are in the surrounding bordering states that borders Tennessee, you can just drive here. But if you want to come, you can fly here. There will be tickets, maybe $20 to $25. Still thinking that range. And yeah, so let's just get into the rest of the weekly updates. So the quote of the day is: the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Hold up. Okay, so let me reread that again. So the quote of the day is: the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is hustle. And I feel like that is so true. And to be honest, I love that I can create content still while working. I can still write a book while working. I can still do this and that. Like, I wrote a book, like, I wrote some of my book last week after work because I just had the energy. But I know with this new schedule is literally get my morning routine, get what I need to record, write, and all of that. So I want to like record an author reel tomorrow slash TikTok and explain, like do a voiceover. So try to get like 5 or 6 chapters in my book, and then write like the next 7 or 8 chapters. So that is my goal, to write about up to chapter 7 or maybe 10, and then like record tomorrow before work. So when I do edit that for TikTok, I can do a voiceover and post that for my TikTok and Instagram because I want to share my journey with you guys. And then I'm also planning to do something with the quotes and the character, like the things that I've written so far and my favorite quotes that each character has said. So yeah, but it really does matter on how you want it. If you're an extraordinary person or just a regular smuggler ordinary person, it just depends on what you do. A lot of people tell me like it's good that you're going after your goals. Sometimes I feel like I'm not going after them, even though that I am. Maybe because it's the imposter syndrome, but sometimes you have to tell yourself that you're doing good and everything is all right. But yeah. Now, the affirmation of today's episode is I'm worthy of celebrating myself. This is something that I still want to do. Like I recently hit 1K on my YouTube and I still haven't like taken a picture about a cake or that like made like a little photo shoot. I think I want to do that still, even though it's been a month, maybe 2 months since I hit 1K on YouTube, but I still want to do it just because it's still me celebrating my small wins. And when I checked on podcasters for Spotify, the app where you can check all your analytics, I'm almost also at 100, not 100, but 1K listens. So I know I would be celebrating that as well and doing the same thing for that. But I also know me celebrating my wins and doing that is I'm doing a giveaway on my YouTube channel soon, and I might do that same thing for my podcast. So stay tuned for that once I hit the 1K listens. But I am worthy of celebrating myself. Just remember that your small wins, your big wins, if you finally figure something out after it took you a while, just, celebrate that, and where at my job we have to like squeeze the finger and it's so hard, especially with men hands, they're so hard, like rock hard, so we have to squeeze it. And when I first started working there, it took me a while to get the hang of it, and it still does, but now I have like that grip and to get the blood easily flowing out the finger, and I celebrate that because it's something that I was struggling with. And it's like I said, sometimes you just have to celebrate your wins and to celebrate yourself, because you have to also remind yourself that you are worthy. Now, the journal prompt of the day is, what is some things you are going to do this fall for self care? So, what are some things that you're going to do for fall for self care? So, yeah. Now, before we get into today's episode, which is literally no categories, no like, okay, the first topic we're going to talk about is literally a list of few things that I'm going to talk about. But before we start today's episode, don't forget that you can follow You Against You podcast on both Instagram and TikTok, which is You Against You pod dot by Deja. Again, You Against You pod dot by Deja. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not watching this, but if you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to leave a rating and a comment. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a rating and review. Also, before I get to my personal social medias, remember now, because I have to remind myself with the last episode, and I will probably post it on my story today while recording, like the day of recording this episode. If you have any Q&A questions that you want me to like answer either at the beginning or at the end of the episode, there will be a Q&A Google form linked down in the show notes. Same thing with any episode topics that you want to hear on You Against You podcast, that will also be in the show notes. The links for both Google forms will be in the show notes down below. Now, if you want to follow me personally, you can follow my Instagram and TikTok, which are both Deja, DAJAH underscore Nicole, NICOLE underscore. So that's Deja underscore Nicole underscore. And if you want to, watch my YouTube channel, if you like vlogs, if you like self-care, if you like routine, if you like books, then you can go check out my YouTube channel, which is Deja Nicole, and that will all be in the show notes down below. Now, let's just get into today's episode, besties. So, yeah. So, like I said, today's episode is titled Fall Self Care Embracing Slower Days. Now, this is something that I feel like a lot of people do because fall is transitioning from hot to cold. And that's also when a lot of people start getting into their seasonal depression. As someone who has seasonal depression, I will actually be doing an episode maybe in November because it's like episode number 28 of how to actually not really put yourself in that whole while in seasonal depression mode and trying to romanticize the rest of the fall season. So I will be doing an episode about that soon. But like I said, fall is all about changing weather, leaves are falling, pumpkin spice this and pumpkin spice that, Disney movies with the Halloween themes and fall themes, and also everything just going slow. Even though, to be honest, we all know every day go by, it goes faster and faster and faster. But how can you embrace your slower days? So, the first thing I will talk about, like I said, this is mostly bullet points, but I will be talking more in depth on each bullet point. So, the first thing is the importance of seasonal self care. So, like I said, this is something I feel like a lot of people should do, especially if you actually hit your seasonal depression in the beginning or late of October, then when it hits around Christmas time, so the winter times, because a lot of people do hit their seasonal depression around this time of year. And you want to have your own self care routine. This can be a nighttime routine, this can be a morning routine, or this can just be a nice 10 to 15, maybe 20-step skincare routine. Whatever it is, it's just something to one, embrace that time and that time alone, and two, to also try to block any distractions that is around you. I know for me, a form of self care is reading. So sometimes when I'm reading, I do distract everything around me, even though I can't really distract everything, like distract myself from everything around me. I have to tell myself to distract everything around me and to just focus on the book, because I feel like when you're reading a book, it is something that's going into like you traveling into this whole different world by just reading a couple of words. And same thing with like watching a movie. You can distract yourself from the outside things and watch a movie, and you can pretend that you are in that scene in that movie. Now, doing like a whole 10-step skincare routine, you can tell yourself to distract yourself, to block everything out, and focus on putting this face mask or doing this red light therapy, which I want to get a red light therapy mask, and I found some cheaper options on Amazon with good reviews, and I want to do that because I have heard good benefits on red light therapy. But anyways, but no, having like a red light therapy little session and doing a clay mask, doing a everything shower, doing a hair mask, doing your nails, your toes, anything that for you is self-care, and you can have those things being fall scented. I know Dove have a lot of fall scented body washes and all of that. Bath and Body Works, same thing. So you can take like an everything shower, but with fall scented shower necessities. So like soap and shampoo and conditioner or shaving cream or shaving gel. It's just the fall scented things that can really switch your mood. And for that, and for some people, that is a form of self care. The next thing is creating a fall ritual, which is very cozy. So, creating a fall cozy ritual. So, like I said, this can be like doing a nighttime routine and doing a morning routine that's fall related. And you can have like in your nighttime routine, you can have like a fall candle being lit and having a fall show or fall theme movie playing, and you're just doing your routine while that's playing, and maybe go outside for a bit. If you like reading before you go to bed, you can go outside for a bit and just read outside and feel that fall breeze. For like the morning, you can have like, I have like a wax melter. I use both candles and wax melters. So I have like these like fall scented wax melters, which I have to get more. But I got them from Walmart, and it's like a pumpkin pie wax melt, and it smells just like fall. So like I can have that melted and have like one of my favorite YouTubers, because YouTube is so big right now with a lot of like fall themed videos. So like one of my favorite YouTubers playing on my TV during my morning routine, which I was actually doing today after like I was doing my Bible studies, this and that. I literally continue my routine with other things besides kind of being interrupted by the sirens that was going in and out my neighborhood since like 4 a.m. I don't know. I hope the family or whoever was hurt is better or safe, because that was a lot of sirens within like last like they was like 5 minutes apart, if not that 10 minutes apart in my neighborhood, and I was like, ugh. But same thing, you can just have like your favorite YouTuber, their fall theme video, do your skincare, make your coffee, and like straighten up your room. I might actually vacuum my room before I go to work. So after I record this, I'm going to put on my scrubs and then read, and then maybe stop reading, and then like I don't know. I might vacuum when I get home, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna vacuum when I get home because I really want to get a good amount of reading for today before going into work. Because I'm doing, like I said, realistically what I read in a week. I actually finished a book, and then I'm reading another book, which I'm like, hopefully will be halfway through by the end of today. And I'll start two more books tonight too. But just creating a cozy ritual for yourself can really help you mentally and help you like get in that mood as well. So the next thing is mindfulness and meditation for the fall. So like y'all know, I do post or will be posting. Oh, I thought it was a sneeze, but we'll post more guided meditations. I did post a guided meditation that was like recorded back in July. Don't ask why, but that is the last guided meditation that is not fall related. So all the fall related guided meditations will start this Thursday, but meditation mindfulness is something I feel like everyone should practice for this fall. You can find a fall theme guided meditation, or you can just go on a nice walk and meditate while walking. Please don't walk with your eyes closed, but when I mean like walk and meditate at the same time, you're literally clearing your mind, looking at your surroundings, looking at nature, looking at the birds, hearing the birds chirp. It's literally like a whole nature walk. And I feel like this is so perfect for the fall because things are literally happening, things are literally changing within your eyes, and that can really clear your mind for the better. The next thing for a slower day and how to embrace a slower day this fall is letting go and resetting. Now, this is something I'm really actually doing a lot more. I am trying to journal. I think before I start recording for my video for Sunday, that I'm doing since yesterday, I will actually journal, and journaling takes like 5 minutes, literally, or less. It just depends on what type of journal prompts that you're doing, writing, looking at, and how much thinking you have to do. But if you journal, it helps you let go of some things. Something you can do is also get a piece of paper and write all those thoughts and just tear the piece of paper up into pieces. And that's you also letting go some things. Have I done that? Yes. Does it help? Yes. Sometimes listening to music that is in a mood can also help you let go of some things as well. That is something that I do. If I'm feeling sad and I've been feeling sad for a bit, I will listen to sad music until I'm happy, and that is me letting go. And once I'm happy, that's me resetting to this whole new person I want to be. So yeah. letting go, and resetting. So, the second to last thing is fall outdoor self care activities. So, this can be reading outside, which I mentioned. This can be going to the pumpkin patch, going to a farm, going to the farmer's market, going to a petting zoo. Talking about petting zoo, is there a petting zoo near me? I would love to do that. That was like a thought out loud. But, anyways, going to the petting zoo, going apple picking, that is something I'm gonna see if that I can do maybe Sunday if he doesn't have work. That's also a thought for thought. A food for thought. That's what it is? A food for thought? I just said thought for thought. I don't know. But I want to do that. I want to go apple picking and to a petting zoo. Like one day I want to own a farm. Like before ending this like episode to the last point, I want to own a farm one day, or like a lot of land, and then build a house on that land, and then with the rest of the land, like have a farm and have stables for horses and goats and donkeys and all of that. I don't know. I think because I'm to the point that I want a slow life. I want to one day work from home and work a slow life. I kid you not. One day, if I have kids, I want to be a stay-at-home mother. I kid you not. But, anyways, those are some things. It's going to a petting zoo. Going to the zoo in general, you can do in the fall is cooler. And the animals are still out. So, you can do that. Just make sure your zoo is open, because some zoos close early during that year mark, like half of the year before it gets cold, because of that, and some animals hibernate. But if your zoo still have animals, go to the zoo, is cooler. Go to a petting zoo, go to a farm, um go apple picking, go to a pumpkin patch, go to a corn maze. I don't know why I say coin when it's corn. Go to a corn maze. Color, read, paint. I want to do painting one day. Talking about painting, I want to do that. I always wanted to do that, like a paint and sip, but I don't drink alcohol. I can't drink alcohol, so it would be mocktails. I'm literally thinking of events, which is crazy for You Against You podcast on this episode. Wow. Okay. Anyways, but like, go painting, go to a poetry night, go to a museum. There's like a museum that I want to go, because I know there's museums where I live, so I might want to do that because I love art. But there's so many ideas that you can do. You can take pictures in a museum. Go take pictures. Go dress in your nice fall outfit and go take pictures outside. That's like something fall. But those are some things that you can do in the fall. Now, the last thing is romanticizing everyday moments. So that can be waking up, that can be looking at the sunrise or the sunset, that can be brushing your teeth and having a whole routine, that can be reading, that can be eating, that can be coloring, that can be anything that you do, that can be working. Okay, sometimes you have to romanticize you working and have to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to pretend that I'm in a movie and this and that. And this is a job that I work at. Like, you have to tell yourself that. But do that. And if it makes you happy, it makes you happy, and that's what matters, because you can't let other people's opinions get to you. So yeah, now that is it for today's episode, besties, which I'm actually kind of amazed. I thought it was gonna be longer, but it's under like 30 minutes, which is, I don't know, maybe after doing the final it might be at 30-minute mark, but I don't know. But it's like 10:07, and I'm surprised that I wasn't like trying to rush through it, but you got things to do, But that is it for today's episode, besties. I really hope that you love this episode. Again, the quote of the day is: the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is hustle. The affirmation of today's episode is: I'm worthy of celebrating myself. And then the journal prompt of the of today is, what is something you are going to do this fall for self-care? Everything will be in the show notes. If you want to follow You Against You podcast on social media, the Instagram and TikTok is You Against You pod dot by Deja. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a rating and review. If you are listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to leave a comment and rating. And if you want to follow me on my personal social medias, my Instagram and TikTok are both Deja, DAJAH underscore Nicole, NICOLE underscore, again, Deja underscore Nicole underscore. And if you want to follow my day-to-day life on YouTube, if you like books, vlogs, self-care things, routines, my YouTube channel is Deja Nicole. All of that will be in the show notes. Remember, it's you against you, not you against the world, and to not give up on your goals no matter what, because once you give up, it's going to be hard to get back towards them. I love y'all, and I see y'all in the next episode, which I'm going to record tomorrow. But anyways, bye, and I'll see y'all next time.